KFIZ News Time 8:10. Good morning to you. Welcome to this week's edition of Landscape Smart, brought to you by Rademann Stone and Landscape Company. In the studio this morning, ready to take your calls or answer your email questions, none other than the one, the only, Ron Rademann. Good morning, good sir.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Yeah, well, we made it through to the last holiday of the season, let's just say.
And
not
the unofficial end of summer.
Yeah.
And we have Patty with us, Master Gardener. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you again.
Same here.
And we need you folks to call in your questions, or this will be a long, boring hour.
Yeah.
923-1450, 1-888-900-1450. And, of course, you can do it on email. You can email it to kfizstudio@gmail.com. And as far as Rademann's today, you don't think they're open because of the holiday weekend, if I remember what you just told me?
Yeah. I didn't think to double check on yesterday or Thursday to be sure that we weren't open, but I'm pretty sure we're not open. If not,
Brock can call and say we're open.
Brock can call in, or somebody can call in that's listening out there, because they usually listen. So,
well, they want to learn all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, they like to know what we're talking about. It kind of helps them be prepared on their end too.
So they're doing homework by listening.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's on the agenda for the day?
Well, other than that, not a lot. We'll have to just keep busy, I guess. We're getting to the point in time where it'd be a great time to get some seed planted if you're going to do any lawn work or anything like that. Because as we talk on and off the air, we have bluegrass takes 3 weeks to germinate, and that means if you're seeding right now, you're not germinating until September 21st, which is starting to get to fall. So you don't want to be waiting any longer now. I would get your seeding done ASAP.
Good weather this weekend to do it.
Yeah. And, the quicker you get it in, you can start mowing and mow it a couple times here yet before the end of the season, and you'll end up with a way better lawn than if you wait another couple weeks. So I would get out and get after it.
Is it true if you do the planting in spring, you have an issue if you're doing the pre-emergent, the step one, because doesn't that just kind of prevent your seed from germinating? Right.
You can't use step one in the spring if you're planting
yeah.
grass, because that would slow the new growth. Well, it would prevent the seed from germinating is what it would do.
So fall is a better time.
So fall would be better, yeah, because otherwise you can't use step one, and then you're giving the crabgrass the equal opportunity to get started, just like your bluegrass.
And there are times when an equal opportunity is not a good thing.
No. So if you're seeding in the fall, then you can put step one down in the spring, and you're all set to go.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. What about gardens, Patty?
Well, my tomatoes are just awesome this year. Are yours doing better?
Yeah, they're small,
yeah,
but they're good, and they're ripening like crazy, and I've got a lot of happy relatives and friends. Can only eat so many.
Yeah, and I don't know, everything. The cucumbers are doing great. The zucchinis are doing great. So there's a lot of harvesting going on right now.
The red peppers, actually, I think they're yellow. They're still all green. Will they turn yellow yet?
Yes, they. Even after you pick them, a lot of times they'll start turning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't have to wait if they're the right picking size. You can pick them and let them sit on the counter for a couple days, and they'll turn color.
Okay.
Now, those are sweet peppers.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't do hot stuff.
Yeah. The hot ones generally will turn on the vine, but not always. Those will turn sometimes after you pick them too.
Wow. Did not know that. So if they're a good size, I can go ahead and pick them and let them finish ripening on the counter if I can find room amongst the tomatoes.
I have the same problem, but that's a good problem.
It's a good problem to have. It's a sign of a successful gardening year.
Yes.
923-1450, KFIZ studio at gmail.com. 2 ways to get a hold of us.
I'm also starting to do my perennial dividing. I was holding off the middle of August. A lot of times I start then, but it was a little too warm. It's better to wait till the temperatures are a little cooler now and divide any perennials that you think need dividing for the year.
Wednesday night, our low predicted, at least I'm just checking, 42.
Ooh.
That's with the rain.
Yeah, that's cool enough.
Yeah, we're definitely in a September pattern already.
Yeah, it is. It's
You know, where sometimes it seems like September you end up with a lot of 80-degree days yet, but we're not getting any of that here. We haven't for the last 2 weeks, and it's not looking like we're going to get any for the next week or 10 days either.
Which is really good for my Alliant bill. The air conditioner is off. The windows are open.
Right, yeah.
Of course, they were resurfacing my street earlier this week, which kept the windows closed. Something about that, that
Dust.
asphalt odor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It just wasn't conducive to good sleep. So 923-1450, lines are open, ready for your question, and you must have some at this time of the year. Of course, maybe everybody went traveling.
Yeah.
well, if they're driving, they can still call in.
That's true. Not in the construction zone.
No, not in a construction zone.
So anyhow, as far as garden cleanup, we're still a ways away from that, aren't we, for the most part?
For the most part. When your cabbage and your broccoli and all that gets done, take the stem, that's the rooted stem out right away and stuff like that. But just as soon as you're done picking something for the season, I've known people yank out their tomato plants still, as soon as they got enough for canning, they'll yank them out of the ground. And I think that's kind of crazy, but
To each his own or
Yeah.
her own.
but no, it's just make sure you don't have any weeds going into the winter.
That's a good point. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I'm glad your garden's doing well. My tomatoes are bad, terrible.
What's wrong? It's a
I
good
don't
year.
know. They got rot on the bottom of them.
Okay, well that was because we got some dry spells, and then we got some heavy rains for about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that's called blossom end rot, and that can be prevented by an even moisture, which mulching around the base of the plant will prevent a lot of that from happening. So it's the moisture helps keep the soil cool, and the moisture kind of more even, so it doesn't dry so fast between rain showers.
Even like lawn clippings works for stuff like that.
That's what I use.
Or if you have some old, wood chips or chip mulch, a lot of times you can get some of that easily enough. Or of course stop out to Rademann's and buy some mulch, but it doesn't take much.
No, it just a couple inches around the base of every tomato plant, and it prevents a lot of that from happening.
Well, my neighbor's got a lot of good tomatoes, so I'll eat theirs.
Okay.
There you go.
Midnight acquisitions?
My pumpkin field for my grandkids, they're almost all ripe. And I don't know, should I just leave them lay out there for another month, or should I have them pick them early, or what are you thinking?
I don't think they're what you would determine as ripe. It's some varieties just are orange. They don't have a long spell where they're actually a green pumpkin. They come out and they start forming, and they start to turn orange right away. So I
A
don't
month ago,
I don't pick them until the stem starts to, harden off and get kind of brownish.
so use the stem as a guide.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
that's it.
okay.
Well, now you know what to do next year with your tomatoes, and now you got another month before you pick your pumpkins.
I'm not going to plant any. I'm just going to make sure the neighbors take good care of theirs.
Good.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
Yeah, be a cheerleader. Thanks for the call. 923-1450, 1-888-900-1450. It's break time.
All right, sure. Let's take a break. Rademann's not open today. Holiday weekend, Labor Day. So we'll be opening again on Tuesday morning. Not open Monday, of course, either. That's a holiday also. But so opening Monday, opening Tuesday and then open Tuesday through next Friday at 4:30.
And we are back. Lines are open. 923-1450, 1-888-900-1450. Email-wise, it's KFIZstudio@gmail.com. This is Landscape Smart, brought to you by Rademann Stone and Landscape Company. Discussions are ready on grass seed planting, patch seeding this time of year, and getting ready for the upcoming season garden-wise and eating the fruits of our labor.
And if you did tune in a little late, you can always, or if you have to tune out a little early, you can always listen to today's episode on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Just search for Landscape Smart 25. I don't know what episode we're on. It'd be the latest episode.
Check the numbers, and the highest number is us.
Yeah.
Today.
Yep. Or you can go on KFIZ On Demand and listen also. So
A lot of choices.
couple options if you're tuning in late or you can't listen to the whole show.
Yep. You can catch it all.
You can catch it all.
923-1450. We'd love to catch your questions. Give us a holler. Alrighty. Next on the
Next thing
agenda.
is we should kind of remind everybody that we're getting to the end of the season on planting and transplanting evergreens. So as far as, there's certain varieties like arborvitae, the shallow-rooted ones, we kind of like to have those planted by September 15th. And by the time we get to next week's show, we'll only be a week away from September 15th. So
That's
that
true.
means it's coming up pretty quick. So arborvitaes would be one that you'd want to get planted sooner rather than later. And for that matter, even, spruce and pine, balsam fir, any of those are best planted now. If they can get planted, get rooted in before the cold weather hits, they're better off because that way they don't winter burn. A lot of times they'll survive, but they won't look good, or they'll look like the tips will burn on them. So, but if you get them planted here now, that kind of prevents all that. So, or if you want to move something around in your yard, you want to move, again, you're moving it, you're digging it, planting it. So yeah, you want to get after it soon here rather than later. So we're right at the tipping point there. We're a couple weeks left of prime evergreen planting and transplanting.
Another thing to put on your to-do list this beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
So
Most people will want to have a vacation weekend, though. So Tuesday, put it on the list for Tuesday.
Yeah, skip work.
Yeah.
well, you could do it today, and then get it.
Then you got Sunday and Monday.
Then you got Sunday and Monday, or you got
to
Saturday
nurse
afternoon.
your backache.
Yeah. Yep.
How long do you, if you have a tree removed, how long do you have to wait before you put something in that neighborhood to plant another tree?
Well, you could.
Because there's leftover roots, even if you have the stump removed, right?
Yeah, you have to just say, that's a good question, Jerry. We get that question quite a bit. And, you can't, it's not good to put it right in the exact same spot because you've got that root core down there that degrades. And so then you'll have a problem with settling. Your new tree will settle crooked or settle settle down, and then pretty soon it's planted too deep. So depending on the size of the tree that was there that you took out, you probably want to be 4, 5, 6, 7 feet away from where the other one was planted. Maybe 4 feet away if it was a 12-inch diameter tree, and if it was a 3-foot diameter tree, then you want to be, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 feet away. But the roots, you're going to hit some old roots from the new, when you're planting your new tree. But a few old roots aren't bad. But if you don't want to just set it right on the whole core, because you can, take an axe and chop out any other side roots.
So really, the key is distance rather than time.
Right. Yep. Because you'll come across those old roots 2 or 3 years later. And even though they're starting to break down, they're still there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's more the distance than the actual time factor.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Basically, because I had the tree taken down about 9 years ago, and, it'd be nice to have one there.
Yeah, and you still may be getting some settling right where the core of the tree was, because, it's, as that breaks down, it settles out, and you have those a soft spot or a drop, shallow spot in your yard. So
Sad thing is that tree was in the perfect location.
Yeah, that's usually one of the
Yeah,
one of
that
the
makes
dilemmas.
it hard.
Yeah, you go 4 feet this way, 4 feet or 5 feet either way. It's not quite as perfect as it was.
You could plant it high.
Well,
You could plant it up a little high and
let her settle.
it settles.
Well, and after 9 years, it's not going to settle too much more.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Morning, you're on the air with us.
Hey, good morning.
Hi.
I have a bunch of questions on fungus.
Oh.
So, okay.
Okay, it's lilac bushes, peonies, on the blue muffin arrow, blue muffin arrow, and my quick fire hydrangeas. So the lilac and the peonies both had. Okay, the lilac has the leaves are turning black and that on it and falling off. That had it last year too. So it's like, what can I do to keep it from the third year?
Well, you should be spraying it earlier in the season.
Yeah.
There isn't really anything you can do at this point in time to prevent it anymore now. You're going to have to, you want to get after it already more like around Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Just
You're at the wrong holiday.
just pretend you know what's going to happen, because it possibly will just happen again because of.
So when the leaves start coming out, I can start spraying it then.
Right. As soon as you have full-size leaves, you could probably be spraying it.
You can also, when you clean up really good around the plants this fall.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Uh-huh.
There's a whole line of them. So I
Yeah.
didn't think it was going to happen this year, but then all of a sudden, bang.
Yep.
Okay, I got that. Peonies, they turned, all the leaves just kept turning white. I chopped them all off to get rid of that
Yeah.
fungal.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do to, because I feel it's in the ground too. I pick up all the leaves and everything around it. Do I need to separate that a little bit?
Well, some of that is caused by if they're close together and they don't get a lot of good airflow.
Okay.
And I have the same issue, and it seems like it's just because it's there, it just keeps happening, and it's not.
And when they're growing that close to each other,
yeah.
that's your problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
it's hard to cut half of those plants apart, but I don't know what the solution is. I haven't figured it out myself.
Well, what if she would thin it out a little bit when it's blossoming or starting to grow? Thin out some of the stems so that you have less stems and more air circulation.
Yeah, maybe that would work, except you're probably cutting half the flowers.
Yeah, well, and I don't know that I'd say cut half of them away, but maybe you could cut 25%.
That might be helpful. Because
So when's a good time to separate them or to break it up and move some in another area?
you could this time of year, you could do that. You just chop all the leaves and every stems off, dig them
That is
up,
done.
um, pry them apart because they're going to be a big chunks of roots that you can break apart, and then
Or a sharp shovel.
yeah, a sharp shovel, and
I-
then you have to plant them at the same depth that they are.
Right, right. I already have moved these already, so I am familiar with
Okay,
that and
okay.
everything. But it's like, why are they so? Oh, they're just. And I've noticed more and more teenies are looking like that.
Yeah,
So
I agree with you.
You got to get them more into the sun, better air circulation.
full sun, they're in full sun.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, okay. Next one then. The quick fire hydrangeas. They started out with white little flowers, and then they get little brown spots in them, and then they turn brown as they're starting. They're not a nice white.
Oh, you're talking
flower.
about the flowers, not the leaves.
Not the leaves. The
Okay.
leaves look fine. It's mainly the flowers just are not very pretty at all.
I
When
didn't.
you're watering, are you watering it from the top or from the base?
The base.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have a lot.
Quick
Mine
fire
didn't do
hydrangeas
that.
need full sun too.
Yeah, they do. Very much.
They're full sun. They're
Uh-huh.
full sun. Full
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah, then you're probably just nothing you can do with those, other than, if you're going to start spraying the flowers with the fungicide, of course you have to wait until they show up. So you're probably starting to spray them more around 4th of July weekend or then already,
I don't know.
But
That-
you might if you solve the problem on the other plants, you might solve it on the hydrangeas too, because I have a hunch what's doing is it's kind of breeding on the lilacs and transferring itself from the lilacs to the hydrangeas, because generally you don't have that big of a problem with hydrangea.
Maybe the insects that are going to the lilacs are coming over to the hydrangeas.
Oh, they're quite a ways apart.
Okay.
They are, but like my blue muffin, that I think got done by the beetles. Because that had holes in. Because one
Japanese
side
beetles.
turned,
Yeah.
yeah. Because one side kind of turned all black in that, and I got that to come back, but it still has the holes in. Well, there's nothing you can do about the holes until
Right.
next year.
Right.
So I don't know. So like when you say they go from one to another, they're probably carrying, because the hydrangea and the the hydrangea and the blue muffin, they're right aside of each other.
And
Uh-huh.
and I saw Japanese beetles on my hydrangeas this year. Not a lot of them, but a few. So that could have been enough to transfer from one to the other if they
That's
were
possible.
hopping.
Yeah.
But I don't. This hasn't happened like years in a row. It just happened this year for the hydrangea.
No, this is the second year, and they started out right away, kind of a little bit, but this year it's worse. So it's like I didn't know what I could do with them.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a lot of fungus problems on hydrangea,
Me
so
neither.
Okay.
so that's
I think that might be from the insects sitting on the blossom, the Japanese beetle.
Okay. Well, we'll
Otherwise,
see what
the
happens
whole
next.
otherwise the whole flower would turn brown if it was,
It does get to turn, well, it's not the whole flower. It's just the whole flower is. It's weird. I should take a picture and send it.
Sure.
It's kind of like it starts out with a flower with it, and then you get them, and then all of a sudden they're brown, and the whole flower is. It doesn't get a chance for the whole flower to bloom out.
Okay. Yeah, you should take a picture of that.
Sometimes just the rains are timely and they're just so wet and we did have quite a bit of rain there for a while. Not in the last 3 weeks or so now yet, but
Rain
it
will
was pretty
certainly
wet.
make it expand.
Yeah, and then if your flowers are constantly wet,
Yep.
and because that's a problem.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and there, if you're not, you should always make sure. And you said you were watering from the base, not from the top,
Correct. Correct. I always water base.
Because I've
Yeah,
seen it
I
on,
like
if you kind of sprinkle your lawn and you end up getting a little overspray on the flowers, then that's not good.
Nope, don't do that.
Yeah, that's my
That area
problem
doesn't
at
get
home.
sprinkled.
I usually
Oh,
try to
okay.
cheat the sprinkler a little bit and
Okay.
end up ruining my hydrangeas at the same time.
Okay, well, I will just watch for next spring, and we'll see what happens. Spray from there, and
Yeah,
we'll
you want to
see.
get started earlier, already on, like I said, towards the end of May. So, and I would for
Okay.
sure now, because otherwise, if it's bad fungus 3 years in a row, you're going to start losing plants, or they're going to be affected.
Yeah, one of my peonies is looking sickly this year because it was a couple of years in a row.
If you get it 1 year, it's not so bad. And
Right.
the second year, it weakens it, and the third year, it'll take it out. So,
Exactly. So that's why I thought, okay, I didn't think there's anything I could do, but I'm gonna give you a buzz and see what's going on. We'll just get at everything next spring, really early.
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
that's a good plan.
Good luck.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. Likewise to you. And lines are open 923-1450. We've got a question from our old friend Lori, but we'll take our break and then get into the question.
All right. Sounds like a good idea. Again, Rademann's not open today. Opening back up again on Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock. So, not that you need to be there right at 7, but you can be if you want. But
Could
open Tuesday through Friday next week till 4:30. And then we will be back open again next Saturday morning. So,
Turn my mic on, turn you guys on, didn't turn me on. KFIZ News Time, 8:42. Maybe that's a hint. I should keep my mouth shut. 923-1450, 1-888-900-1450. Lines are open, KFIZ studio at gmail.com. We'll get to Lori's questions on the internet, but we got a caller, so let's take that first. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hi, I was wondering where I can get cover crop seed.
I would check the feed store, like Country Visions, and they usually have things like that. That's where I get it from when I use it for.
Where is that?
It's on.
are you from Fond du Lac?
No, I live in Chilton.
Oh, there's a Country Visions in Malone that might be closer to Chilton.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Country Visions would be a real good source. And there, if you just, look for Country Visions and then find the one closest to you.
And
'Cause there's-
call ahead; they'll have it for you.
Okay. I got pumpkins, and I have one plant in there. You know how they all intermingle together. I got one that's really loaded with powdery mildew, and the rest are fine.
Oh,
That seems strange.
well,
Why they all didn't get it?
Well, some varieties are more resistant to fungus than others. So what you want to do is eliminate that one and stick with, when you save your seeds for next year, don't
From
save
the
them
good
from that one, save them from the other varieties.
Right, but they're all the same packet of seed.
okay.
That's strange.
I know.
Well, if there's no pumpkins on that one per se, it's probably because the leaves are so crowded together.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of there aren't many pumpkins, but the ones that are there are really large.
Nice.
So, well, if there's not many on that vine, just pull those leaves out of there.
Okay. I planted sweet potatoes this year. I never did that before.
Oh, they're
and
crazy.
I brought one of those sprouts down, or one of those seeds down, to the plant sale,
Okay,
and it was in the water yet.
sure.
And the slips were all coming up the side, so I was wondering if anybody ever planted them.
Oh, yeah, we have, but I mean, I have, but I usually get just the plants already, the slips already started
Mm-hmm.
at the nursery.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to digging those up.
Oh yeah.
But they have to turn brown, the leaves pretty much more, right? Turn yellow or...
And not so. I don't know. When I had them, I don't remember if I waited till they turned. Regular potatoes, you do.
Right,
but-
I got half of that plot out. That
Yeah.
was. You can't put preen in your garden, can you?
I don't. I don't like putting chemicals down in
Exactly.
my garden.
No, I don't either.
No.
How about in the lawn?
My lawn is a
Well,
natural
preen,
lawn.
preen
Don't talk
really-
to me about that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to put preen down in my lawn
No.
anyway.
Yeah.
It's pretty expensive
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
to put preen down, and all it's doing is preventing new, it isn't going to prevent any. Well, let me put it a different way. You'd be better off buying like step 1 or step
Right.
2 that's designed for lawns, because your price is going to be, maybe it costs you 1/10 to put step 1 or step 2 down rather than using preen on your lawn area.
You can't put weed and feed down now, right?
No, you probably could right now.
Oh.
Step 3, typically we tell you to wait until September 15th, but as cool as it's been, I would say you could go ahead and as cool as it's going to be in the next week or 10 days, you could put step 3 down any time now.
Oh, good, because I have a lot of little tiny dandelions that maybe came from the seeds from this year.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it looks like it, and I was considering doing it. Well, it takes me almost 4 hours to mow all the grass that I have to mow.
Oh, boy.
So I'm not going to do it all, but all right. Thanks for the help.
All righty, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Now let's get to Lori's questions. The first one that she asks about is her dogwood. She said it's so big. Is there any way that it's okay to trim some of it now?
Well, not right now. This is probably be the worst. Now, on the other hand, it's a dogwood. You probably couldn't.
Yeah, you can't hurt those.
You can't really kill it or anything by doing it now, but
Just
it's
be aware that any new growth it will get now still is not going to go through the winter that well.
Yeah, so definitely, it's better not to trim it now, because if you're trimming it now, you're encouraging new growth, into middle and end of September, and it's supposed to be shutting down then. So just wait it out another month. Once we get to the end of September, early October, then you could go ahead and do your trimming then.
All righty, and then just go ahead and do a normal trim.
Yeah,
that
well,
time of
wherever, if it's getting too big, then take out those biggest stems right from the base, and those biggest stems, that'll naturally reduce the size of the plant.
About
So,
a third as usual?
yeah,
Right.
you could take a third out. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And her other question has to do with the picture that I showed you during the break. She wants to know what this weed is and how do you get rid of it, is her question.
It's the little clover-like black medic, and it gets little yellow flowers, and I just pull them out when I find them. And they do just come up everywhere in my flower beds, and
It's an easier one.
It just pulls out
They
easy.
they can be quite invasive.
Yeah.
And if you do want to spray an herbicide on it, there are, you could, and don't like clean up or Roundup won't work on it. You have to spray more of a broadleaf weed killer, or your chickweed killer would work on it too. And you don't have to hit every leaf, because what happens is they have a kind of a concentrated root system and they branch out from that. So if it's growing in towards other plants that you don't want to damage, don't worry about trying to spray out every last leaf on that. It'll translocate from outside leaves into the center of the plant, into the root system. So like Patty said, you could pull it if you can if it's right mixed in with other plants. But otherwise, if you're going to spray it, you don't have to spray every leaf. Just get half of it and it'll die. The rest of it will die off.
Okay. Now we got a cure.
And that kind of goes for most weeds, but especially the doc-medic, yeah.
All righty. We've got a caller, but we got to take our final break before we get back to the phones.
All right. That sounds like a plan. Break time. Rademann's not open today, opening again on Tuesday morning. Then we're open Tuesday through Friday next week till 4:30. And, of course, next Saturday morning until noon. But not open this weekend, not open today, not open tomorrow, not open Monday.
All right. But we're going to be back. And we are back the final few minutes of this week's edition of Landscape Smart, brought to you by Rademann Stone and Landscape Company. Lines are open. Our caller gave up. Call back, 923-1450. In the meantime, Lori sent one more picture with one more question. It looks like there's, in the corner of her yard, some sort of utility boxes or whatever. And her question is, do you have any ideas now that you can actually see what's in her backyard? She wants to block that view.
Uh-huh.
My suggestion is some perennial grasses. They'll come back every year, and if there has to be some work done on those, where technicians have to get at those boxes, grasses are easy to get behind.
The other thing you could do is, be sure to call Digger's Hotline before you would dig there, because there's obviously wires that coming through.
Yeah.
And if you can angle, plant some plants in there. You're in your backyard, so you want something that's flowering. You could use some of the different hydrangea varieties, some of the, quick fire or little quick fire, lime punch, some of those smaller, medium-sized hydrangeas would be nice. There's some good varieties of purple leaf, 9-bark, tiny wine, or ginger wine, or sweet cherry tea, or some varieties of 9-bark that would give you some purple color there all summer long. And, for the most part, you just, plant them far enough away so that if they do have to get in there to those boxes, the grasses are a nice idea. The only problem with the grasses, of course, is you cut those down, and then you're wide open looking at them until for pretty much, April, May, June, and then you can cover them up from July or August all the way to the next year in April or May. But for the first 1/3 of the summer, you're still looking at them. So, if you are going to use like Carl Forster grass or El Dorado reed grass is a good new one, use those, but use them in conjunction with other leafy deciduous trees.
All righty. Got a caller back? Good morning. You're on the air with us.
Yeah, hi. I'm just calling about, I'm the rose guy. I transplanted my one rose bush that time. And should I cut it down for the winter? Like trim it down?
No, I do not trim my roses till like March, end of March or beginning of April.
Okay.
Then you'll be able to see the new buds forming.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I got some old buds on it. I wonder if I should cut them off where the flower was, and then it's got the little round thing.
Okay. You can trim them. You can just trim those off, just the tips like that.
Yeah, it's an old-style rose bush from like the 50s. My dad planted it, and then I got a branch off of it. And
cool.
did it.
So it's full of rose hips. You can those little
tips.
Those little balls are called rose hips.
Rose hips?
Uh-huh. They're supposed to be good for you. They got vitamin C.
Really?
Yeah.
I can eat them.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if it's supposed to be for that you eat them or use them in a tea or something like that. I've never done it, but
Who is this? Is this Carol or who?
No, this is Patty.
Patty, okay, yeah.
But
I'll tell Carol thanks for the onion sets last year. They really came up good. So.
Okay. I will.
Okay.
All righty. Well, good luck with your hips.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Take care. 923-1450 is getting toward the end of the show. If you got a question, you can give us a holler. We'll get you on the air yet, but call quick.
Call quick. Don't
Yeah.
wait 3 minutes to call, or you'll be getting your favorite polka.
Right, yeah. And they're ready. Yep, they're waving in there.
Yep.
Ready to hit the start button. 923-1450, KFIZ studio at gmail.com. We've got about 2 minutes left, so that's going to have to be a quick question and a really quick answer.
Well, I was just wondering if he was talking about the Egyptian walking onions, because those you plant and you've got onions all the time. They come back every year.
So it's a perennial onion.
It is, yeah, and it can make quite a big clump too if you don't use them up a little bit of them every year. So you can have a whole garden patch of onions if you let them go.
Wow,
They're prolific. But you can use the greens all year.
Really?
Yep.
So it's like a chive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you had those at the plant sale back in
Yes.
May.
Mm-hmm.
You'll probably have them next May.
Probably.
Probably.
Yep.
I got to say, the tomatoes, I've been getting my tomatoes there the last several years. They are the neatest plants. But I think, like you always say, and Ron agrees, it's grown here, so it's not
Right.
imported from someplace else in the country.
Yeah, because just because they test out great in other parts of the country, it doesn't mean they're going to test out great here. Where here the master gardeners, they test them and
Yeah.
they aren't going to grow anything that doesn't do well.
We've even gotten down to it's got to taste the best too.
Ooh.
Not just grow the best.
Now
It's
you got
gotta
taste
taste the
testers.
best. Yes.
There may be a job for me yet.
Yeah, there we go.
I may not grow well, but I taste really.
I think you should.
I
bring-
taste really good. I'm not sure that's the way to put that either.
Oh,
That's it. It's a wrap.
I guess that you got to drop your fruits and veggies off so we can taste test them here on
There
Saturday
you go.
morning.
Yeah, that'd be a new segment to the show.
So again, thanks for calling in. Rademann's not open today, opening again on Tuesday. Next week we're open Tuesday through Friday till 4:30, and then of course open again on Saturday morning.
Alrighty. We do appreciate your calls. You make the show happen. Our thanks to Master Gardener Patty. Our thanks, as always, to Ron Rademann.